Howdy folks, John here, doing a DIY video today that I hoped I'd never have to do. Hit a deer with our little Boxster and have quite a bit of damage to it. I'll do some close-ups, but basically the whole left corner of the car, hood, fender's dented, bumper cover's damaged, and the radiator is leaking. I've been given the go-ahead by the insurance company to take things apart. They wanted to see a bunch of photos first, and they want to see photos when I get the light assembly out. Don't know what kind of damage is done behind there. There's no code stored, and the air conditioning is still working, so the condenser must be intact, but obviously something's cracked back there. Let's get into it. So this video is going to be as much for the insurance company as anyone else here. Got some deer goo over there. There's the crack in the electronic headlight. There's some cracking down here. The bumper cover has broken away from the left upper bumper clip. I do have the marker light. I just took it out to drive it back home. It was only about 10K from home too. The little lens is missing off of the light there. Big dent in the fender here. The light has been pushed back over top of the fender lip. The gap in the hood gets really narrow, right down there by the light. The fender is puckered out right here, and the hood has got a bunch of dents in it where the deer fell against it after it hit the light. Bumper cover itself actually is in pretty good shape. There's a little crack here with some deer hair stuck in it. Oh, the front fender, the front hood, the front lip of it is also been bent down a little bit. There's some more deer hair in there. And I think there's a little crack, right here, just seeing through the paint. So we're going to start with the light and see what damage is back behind it. To get the lights out on these things, there's a little tool that you put through a hole in the side. Can't even seem to line it up. Yeah, it doesn't even want to pull out. It'll turn to lock it, but it won't turn to unlock it. It's trying to move it out, but as you can see, nothing's happening. So it was just jammed in there because the metal was so bent. And yeah, all the mounting points on the light have been sheared off. The light itself is internally damaged by the looks of it. Probably still works though. It's pushed the whole light tray down. And that's obviously where it cracked the radiator. So definitely going to need a new front fender. With everything off, we can have a better look at the damage. It's actually not too bad. It's not good though. The light mounting tray is cracked, so it's going to need a new light mounting tray. The metal plate that the tray mounts to is all bent down. The fender, of course, is pretty much toast, so it's going to need a new fender. I don't know if the dents in the hood can be taken out. I know dent guys can do amazing things these days, but imagine that's going to have to be replaced. The impact structure though, no problems here. The piston hasn't moved back at all. I've measured this with a caliper. It's the same on both sides, so no problems there. This plastic trim piece here, where is it? Down here. That snaps in here and goes across and snaps into this piece here. That's what the upper part of the bumper cover slides into. The AC condenser is fine, no problems with it. The Radiator though is cracked at the top where this plate got pushed down and it cracked the top of the radiator, so I'm going to be replacing that so at least the car is drivable. And also the big air duct diverter, it's cracked, so it's going to need replacing as well. And the bumper cover actually is probably going to be fine. You know, it's scratched up a bit, and those little cracks, I just identified them here. It's just where the bumper cover slid into that plastic piece, and that's where the one crack in the paint is, and also here. But the bumper cover itself isn't deformed at all. Everything else is fine on it. So, when I called the insurance, they said it's probably going to be a $10,000 to $12,000 Canadian repair. I'm not a body guy. Any body guys watching this, do you consider this a $12,000 repair? This is one of the nice things of living way out in the middle of nowhere. You got to do a lot of your own stuff unless you're willing to wait a long, long time. But yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better about it, but it still sucks. Radiator assembly is out, and it must have cracked on the upper through fin there. So that's really the only damage I can see. I thought the side tanks were cracked at the mounts, but nope, it's just at the top. Very slow leak. One thing about Porsche, they're so easy to work on. 3 fasteners, a nut, 2 bolts. The whole assembly comes out. Single plug for the fan and the low-speed resistor. The bracket itself is in good shape. And better yet is there's no other damage under here. You know, the structural rail is untouched. And this plate, I just grabbed this fender and pulled up. It got rid of the buckle in the side. You know, there's still a pucker here. I don't know how this can be $12,000 worth of damage. Yeah, you know, insurance has to cover their butt, I suppose. But are they just trying to write vehicles off? I'm almost debating, should I even go through insurance at this point? I guess I have to, though, because I've already started a claim. Really, the worst damage on this is the hood, is this bend here and all these puckers where the deer fell against. There's PPF on here, no scratches. Even when I lifted that up, the seam line came back. Easy to unbolt. Even looking at used fenders, the single most expensive component that's been damaged is the electronic headlight. You know, brand new, they're around $2,600 US, so $3,200 here in Canada. And here's the new rad. So I've just got to transfer the fan over and put it back in, fill it up, and the car will be drivable again. I filled this with water just to see where the leak was, and actually it was on the mounting tab here. You can see it's angled up. Deer, when it hit, pushed the rad, the light down onto the rad, and sheared the one mounting pin. You see the crack in there? Oh yeah, there she is. Actually, I'm going to take the side tank off just to see how clean the tube inlets are. Absolutely spotless. That's why regular coolant changes are so important. Not sure if you can hear, but the car is running. New radiator has been installed. Coolant has been filled, checked for leaks, bled the cooling system. It's come up to temperature. The fans have cycled a couple of times, so they're working fine. I did have to straighten this metal plate or tray out at the bottom quite a bit. I had to pull it up in order to fit the radiator. Obviously that's what happened. Deer hit, pushed this down and broke the pin as we saw earlier. That's why the rad was leaking. This metal tray at the bottom, or plate by the way, is part of the fender. I thought it was separate, but no, it's welded right on. Obviously this is what's giving the fender structural support from the sides. So if they end up replacing the fender, then this tray automatically is part of that. The light mounting tray has to be replaced, but this is fairly straight now and flat. The light fits in fine up to about here, and then the fender's obviously pushed in, so it doesn't fit. Don't even know if I'll be able to get the light working for its trip to the city, to the body shop. Get the bumper cover back on, get the air duct in here. I've checked for trouble codes, nothing's stored, so I think we're gonna be almost good to go. So just got back from the road test, and everything is mechanically working well, and electrically as well. As you can see, we've got the headlight working. All the headlight functions are working. High beams, fog lights, and signal lights. Of course, the headlight is damaged, and the bracket's broken and everything, but at least it's drivable now, and just waiting to take it to the body shop in the city. I was contacted by them today, and they're getting everything in line. They've talked to the insurance company, and they've ordered all the parts off of the list I gave them. So they said it'll be a couple, 3 weeks until those parts get in. So yeah, next video you see on this thing, hopefully the old girl will be 100% again. Thanks for watching, folks. Happy repairs. Can't believe it. Yeah, it's been a crappy month, and yeah, yesterday we just had to put our little dog down too. So yeah, I can't wait for June to be over. Cheers.